I want to believe that we need more of this kind of platforms rather than using all our platforms to be just doing social media without any real benefit to our career and other aspects of our life. When we have platforms like this where people can, find opportunity for growth and development.
Staying in this meeting, you consent to be recorded. And host can watch Zoom cloud recording and any participant with permission can record to their local device. This individual can share it. Thank you.
I'm hearing some background noise, please.
Okay,
thank you very much, Dr. Lawal, for the opportunity and the privilege to talk to our people. I've been asked to talk on a topic which I have modified in order to just be able to speak to a larger set of audiences, because sometimes we try to, what is good for the goose is also good for the gander, so that those who are not in the academia can also benefit. This is a research and business forum, and so all of us have careers that we need to grow. And looking at the topic before me this morning, I casted it as a mirror as I think we are set now. So
yes.
The host has said me, so we can continue.
Yes.
Looking at the career path that all of us are following in our different clients. It's not only academia that are on this platform. We have people on this platform who are also from other clients, and we can always benefit from whatever is shared here. So I want to thank once again the organizers of the event, and hope that my little contribution may go a long way to support whatever it is that is the aim and objective of this particular group. Having said that, I want to move on with the presentation. I've done all the recognitions and honor, especially extending my greetings to all of you from Accra, Ghana. Let me also say that I want to start by looking at job and career. A lot of people are not able to distinguish between what a job is and what a career is. I'm a computer scientist. Sometimes at the master's level, I ask my students a very simple question. What is a bit? Some students have read OND, HND, BSc. Now they are in a master's class. And in a master's class is where they are understanding for the first time what a bit is. So I usually start by asking them, what is a 2-bit machine? A 2-bit machine, I will ask them to express it in terms of how many colors and a 2-bit VGA, visual graphic display, how many colors can it display? And they are confused. So I ask them, how many colors can a 3-bit machine display? They are confused. A bit is either 0 or 1. So when you say you have a 2-bit, a 1-bit machine, it means 2 raised power 1. You say you have a 2-bit machine, it means 2 raised power 2, which is 4. That 4 means any combination of zeros and 1, which is 4. Either 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. It's just 4 combinations of zeros and ones. So at forums like this is a point where some people will begin to understand for the first time the difference between a job and a career. What is a job? A job is something that you go to earn a paycheck. You just want to do it, earn a paycheck. You need money. You need somewhere to go to. You don't want to sit down at home. Some people will work just to live home. The income is nothing. They can't even live on it. It's nothing. So when you are doing a job, it's different from a career. For a career, you will be deliberate, you will be conscious, you will be strategic in your approach and in your thinking. But for a job, we are getting a lot of disturbance, please. I think it's the host himself that is disturbing now. Please, Jadisola, you can mute yourself, please. Let's have a very smooth, we don't really have so much time and there's so much to cover. So a job is something that you do just to earn an income or to just make your life count. But when it comes to a career, it's different. There are so many careers in the world. You can't begin to name them. There are careers everywhere. There are even career criminals. They are strategic, they are deliberate, they are conscious of what they are doing. For a crime to occur, there must be 3 things must be present, especially cybercrime. There must be a motivated offender. There must be lack of guardianship. So the offender himself, the one who wants to perpetrate the crime, must be motivated. And for him to perpetrate that crime, it means that whatever he wants to victimize or whoever he wants to victimize must have a vulnerability, must have a loophole. So he calculates, it takes his time. There are career bankers, career teachers, career lecturers. Somebody just wants to be a teacher. If you give him any other job, he doesn't want to do it. He just wants to be a teacher. Perhaps he's gifted in teaching. He understands it. He can impact life. He just wants to be a teacher. So a career means that each of your experiences, your interactions, training is helping you advance interaction holistically. Your career is affecting your family, your life, your children, your environment, your community. It's affecting you personally. It's affecting people around you, and it's impacting them. That is a career. You are mentoring people. You are being mentored. You are taking time to gather knowledge that will help you to grow in that career. We have a lot of people who are in the university. They don't even understand what the promotion criteria are. Those ones are just doing lecturing as a job. It's not a career. Recently, I had somebody who told me that he wants to travel out. And he told me somebody is helping him to work the travel for like 2 or 3 years. So I wasn't seeing any results. So I asked him, now I have an opportunity to assist you to travel out. Can you send me your passport? He said he doesn't have a passport. I was alarmed. You want to travel out? Someone has been collecting money from you, processing travel for you, and you don't even have an international passport. So what are you doing? These are the issues with career. Somebody said, I'm a lecturer. Do you even understand that domain of profession? Because I'm a banker, I'm a scientist, I'm a researcher. Do you even understand the domain? Have you taken your time to study the domain? Have you taken your time to know what it means, what it takes to grow in that domain? Usually, the things that kill careers, I will quote from the Bible. Say, my people perish for lack of understanding, lack of knowledge. When you don't have an understanding or the knowledge of a domain, you are just an accident waiting for the right time to happen, and it will happen. You are just marking time. You are just coasting by. Some will coast for like 10, 15 years before they find their feet, and then they begin to grow. But age, they no longer be on their side. They will have lost a lot of opportunities that will have maybe taken them all over the world, grants, opportunity, funding, and things like that, because age will cut them off. So it is very important for you to understand the career you are in, why you are in that career, what you want to achieve with it, how you will achieve it, plan towards it, and get it done. Because when it's all said and done, life is very short. I can even close with all I've said just now. Super. Life is very short. I remember my PhD supervisor, Professor Chemeke, who is the present Vice Chancellor, University of Delta. He was former rector, Delta State Polytechnic of Bashubu. When I finished my PhD in 2010 with her, I was her first PhD student. And she told me, he said, Olu, she calls me Olu, she said, Olu, I have the opportunity to keep you here with me, but go. Whatever you do, the honor comes to us, the glory goes to God. Until you are able to produce someone like you, that's when you get the same glory and the same honor. And she made a statement. She said, we became professors not too old, but it was not too soon either. We are looking for people who will make professorship by 45. I made the professorship by 40. By 40, I made it. I think she was talking about, So I'm saying that to say something else. What kills most career, most people, is fear of the unknown. They are passive. They lack goals. They don't have understanding. They stay in their comfort zone. These are some of the things that kill people. They like their status quo. Some have built a house in a lorry. If there are opportunities in Senegal or Sierra Leone, they can't go. They are already landlord. They don't want to go and rent house again. They have achieved. So their comfort zone, they are already used to that environment. They don't want to go and rent house. They don't want to start cooking. They don't want to do all this. And so they stone their career. There are better opportunities elsewhere. Building a career is strategic. You probably will not be able to stay in one place and build a career in that same place all your life. There are those who have the opportunity or privilege to do that. Now, moving forward, having said all this,
the Lord will take you from where you are to where you never saw.
Host, please mute everybody so that we can have a seamless interaction. I don't want to go even into cognitive discussion because I've already spoken about it a little in some of the things I'm saying. Most people are focused so much on getting somewhere or obtaining something that they forget that productivity, effectiveness, and efficiency lives in the way we see the world. Our belief about ourselves, our belief about our society, and what we even think about others. Some are very parochial, such that even when God is sending them those who will help them, because they are Muslims, they will not work with them. The one who will grow your career can even be someone you taught in the secondary school or in the university. The one who will assist you to develop, to get to the peak of wherever you are going. Somebody that does not have the kind of qualification that you have. Cognitive distortions are mental models. We see ourselves where we are only and can't see ourselves beyond where we are. Sometimes we exaggerate. I remember when I was trying to leave the investor with Adam some years back, people took the supposedly negative aspect of that move and they magnify it. And they filter out all the positive aspects of it. So I'm saying, why would somebody leave a federal job and invest? Take an appointment in an unstable place. So say, can somebody leave Ibadan where he has built a house and go to Ede and start renting an apartment? It was all negative. And all the other aspects of it that is positive, they filter it out. Nobody told me this move you are making, oh yeah, jump up, let's see how high you can jump. They will polarize it. They will overgeneralize. People have taken this kind of step before and they wreck themselves. Fear of the unknown. They will jump to conclusion. They will catastrophize. They will magnify it, magnify the negative and minimize the positive. They would even expect that you will fail, that disaster will strike you. One thing we have to understand is that when you want to grow your career, you must be deliberate, you must be conscious about your effort. Career takes years, development to keep up. You must continue to upgrade yourself in the field where you have found yourself. A career can be a lifetime. Career growth refers to the overall progress of someone's professional life. It is defined by the different roles and responsibilities you take on as you progress in that journey. I have people that I left in Ibadan in 2013 who has never been head of department up till now. They have put in about 20 years into the service now, or let's say from 2006 to 2016, 10 to 2022, 16 years, and they have never been head of department. One of my boys came visiting me here in Ghana, and he met someone, they were secondary school mates together in Lagos or so. And the guy is a regional manager or something here. And he was shocked that the guy was a manager. So I asked him, I said, when did you finish your first degree? If you had joined Nigerian police at that time, what would be your cadre now? So if you stay in one place, sometimes it can stunt your growth. I have seen that experience even in the life of my own father or parents. I remember my father used to work at Nigerian textile mills, and he started working there in 1968. About the late 80s or early 90s, some new textile companies started coming up. And a lot of people who live within our house in Lagos and the neighborhood were all working for Nigerian textile. Some of them moved. They moved to MP, they moved to some of the new textile mills that are coming up, and Aswani, all these textile mills. And our own parents decided to stay on at MTN. Today, MTN is no more. The Nigerian textile mill, MTN or something like that, Nigerian textile is no more. It's finished. But those of them who moved that time, we saw the progress they made. They were able to build houses in Lagos, buy cars, got higher positions in the new places they went. And so sometimes it is a journey. For some, they are fortunate, they stay in one place, they get to the peak of that career. For some, if they stay in one place, they will not get there. You have to know what really works for you. In your career, the impact you have made, visibility, influence, financial security and from the career, and investment in different spheres must show. If you are really making progress in that career, I read something some years back, he said if you're on the same salary for 3 or 4 years, then you are not making progress in your career. If you have spent a particular number of years on a spot and there are opportunities elsewhere, you should be able to take that opportunity to earn better income. When you look at this thing we are talking about, because to develop a career takes education, I want to take the opportunity to be educated as a talent. And that takes me to the Bible, the parable of the talent. In Matthew chapter 25, verse 14 to 30. There's of a master who was leaving his house to travel. And before leaving, he entrusted his properties, which he now refers to as a talent, to people, according to the ability of each person. One servant received 5, one received 2, and a third one received only 1. I'm trying to read some of the messages. If it concerns me, I don't think it concerns me. Now, the education that we all are is like a talent, but they don't have it. When you go to the Quran in Surah, verse 20, Surah Taha, it stated that man has all the talent necessary for creativity. Our Lord is the one who gave to every living thing whatever was necessary for creation, and he directed. When you look at the sayings of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, he said about Abdul Rahman bin Awf, what a remarkable achievement. A righteous man blessed with lawful wealth. Wealth with righteousness is success because it will be spent in useful ways, while wealth without righteousness is not success. You can see, even the Holy Books is saying that wealth without righteousness could spend a disaster. We have seen a semblance of that in several African countries where we have found ourselves. Now, when you look at these books and what they are saying, is telling us that God has given to everybody what is necessary to advance for creation. We have been educated, we have been empowered to make progress. I used to tell people, what you have is good enough. Sometimes you don't need more. You only need to look inwards at what you have and see what you can really make out of it. Now, let's move forward. To advance in your career, one thing that you must do is to look for mentors. We have a mentoring group. I mean, when you feel now we are a bit glad that we can take in more people. You need to look for mentors. Sometimes the person who will mentor you is not even in your field, it's in another field, it's in another area. You have to go all out. A mentor will act as a trusted advisor to the mentee and support them in developing new skills, navigating political environment challenges. Who make it to the executive level cite mentoring as an important contributor to their career success. You can see that recently one of my boys, Kayode Oshinubi, is in France. I'm so excited about him. I picked him up doing his PhD in France, almost completing it now. Just like 2 or 3 weeks ago, he told me he applied to the US Embassy and they told him there is no date. He got a fellowship in the US and he gave up on it. So I told him, I said, look, send them an email. Let them see what you want to go and do there. And they gave him an emergency interview. Went for the interview yesterday, he got the visa. Within the last 3-4 months, Kayode has been to Oxford as a fellow. He has been to Australia. He has gone to Germany. He is now going to the US. He is based in France. We are happy that some of the places we couldn't go to, he is able to go there. I was never a scholar to Oxford. I was not a scholar to Australia. But the people we are mentoring, they are becoming bigger and better than us. Because we are making sure that some of the pitfalls that we encountered, we are helping them to avoid it. To grow your career, you need mentors. Some important traits in a good mentor will include patience and listening skills. The most effective mentors take in what's happening, assess the path the mentee is on, and then guide the person onto the right track. So mentoring will do you a lot of good. You need to look for those who will mentor you. I go back to the Quran and look at the Sunnah which is the only consensus of mentorship or leadership that I found to be useful for all situations. If you take the guidance of Allah from the Quran and then the exemplary life of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, through his sunnah, then you have most of what you need. Even our religious leaders, what they are providing for us is mentoring in godliness, mentoring, encouraging us to do business, to get well, to grow, to develop. That's what they are doing to us. When you look at the Bible, you find mentoring there. You look at the life of someone like you look at the life of Joseph. You look at the life of Joseph. You look at the life of Moses. You look at the life of Joshua. You look at the life of Elijah. All these people, they mentor people. We can say that Abraham mentored Isaac, Joseph, Moses was a mentor to Joshua, Elijah was a mentor to Elisha, and David was a mentor to Solomon. Now let's move forward. In growing your career, we have what is called career growth planification. I allude to this particular slide almost in all my speeches because I've gained a lot from it. I know I have about 15 minutes to talk. I will soon be closing so that I don't take too much of your time. This is already 9:52. I will close exactly 10. These slides are available for those who want to get them from the organizers. About career stagnation and frustration, there is need to understand self-awareness of thought. What are you thinking about? How are you thinking? What do you know about your career? How do you grow it? What do you understand about feelings and their relationship to behavior? Who are the people you surround yourself with? What can they? You need to develop evidence or against thoughts that might be distorted. Like I said earlier on, a lot of people are on one spot, just motion without movement. Sometimes they are just rolling, moving in a circle. No strategy, not the best of the two worlds. Nigeria allows you to have citizenship. Take advantage of your age. If I will score 0 for age. But there are those who will apply for Canadian immigration at this age, and they will score almost the whole mark. It's 22. For my PhD, they will score me 22. For a bachelor's, they will score you 18. For a master's, they will score you 20. And you need 60 to pass and be qualified for that immigration status. So if you are young and you are not thinking strategically along these lines, you'll be in trouble. Yesterday, we were somewhere talking about the Indians, the Asians, and all that. And I told someone I was at the University of British Vancouver in 2013 or 14 or so. And out of every 10 people you meet on campus, 8 of them are Asians. If you go to the UK, the same thing. You see them at the airport. They are all over the places. Their fathers went there the same time when our own fathers went. When our own fathers were coming back, they packed all their children and brought them back home. Those guys went back home also, but left some of their kids. Those kids have grown up today to begin to hold strategic positions in some of these countries. Our parents were not strategic in their thinking. They went there, got all the PhDs, but they did not look at the future. They did not consider what can happen in the future. Let me keep a child there who will be able to assist and help others. Last 2 or 3 years, we know what diaspora remittances gave to a country like Nigeria. You need to refrain and find a more balanced thought and fly on bigger wings. When you fly on small wings, you'll be challenged by turbulence. But when you fly on a bigger wing, turbulence is not something that you really experience. You need to understand relationships. You need to understand patterns. What are people who have attained greater height? What have they gained? You need to understand principles. The principles of serving, of humility, of obedience. The principle of serving. When you serve, other people will serve you. To grow, you must serve. If you don't understand these principles, you cannot grow in your career. Because sometimes the person who will come and support you may even be your junior, may not be as educated as you. But if you are proud and arrogant, the person will not be able to help you. You will not even see the value in the person. With all your degrees, you will not see the value. And I won't be talking about pacifism here. I believe maybe Dr. Lawal will have me come back again to address some of the things I put here on this particular slide. Now, stages of career development. 1, assessment. For most people, this stage begins when they bag their degrees. In school, you have the opinion that once you have your degree, the world is your stage. It doesn't work that way. It's an illusion. You have to sit down and ask yourself what you are going to do with it. The university will give you 3, 4, or 5 degrees if you get a PhD or master's. There are 360 degrees in a circle. It takes more than 1 or 2 degrees to face line. Investigation. You start to become more aware of all the options available to you. Some don't even explore the options. They don't even know they have options. They just sit down in one place, they are stagnated, and then you prepare. Success is when preparation is met with opportunity. When there are opportunity and there are preparation, and when there are opportunities and you are already prepared, you'll be successful. Commitment, you must be committed to something. If you want to grow your career, you must be committed to something. And then we'll talk about retention. Let me close by looking at some of these few slides that I have here. I want to talk about what takes people away from growth and development in their career. They fight too many battles. Some they concentrate, they focus their energy on fighting, on being jealous, envious, and all these kind of things. Thinking about it, a hunter who has only one arrow does not shoot with careless aim. Just like you have one single stick of match, and it's around 10:30, 11 in the night. The woman who is selling us clothes, and you want to light your candle or you want to boil something on the stove and things like that. You'll be very careful with that particular match. If not, you will mess it up and then you go to bed starving. A skilled fighter does not throw his punches into the air. We need to be able to understand that the opportunities around us will not be there forever. So we must take very good advantage of them. When there are too many battles in your life, you cannot grow your career. When you look at the book of First Kings, he said David could not build a house unto the Lord because there were too many battles around him. So peace of mind is better than being right. A lot of people in the office, at school, at work, they keep on fighting this one, that one, different. You will not be able to build. You can't grow yourself like that if all you do is dissipate your energy in battles. If you don't know where you are going, you probably end up somewhere else. Highly successful people and organizations and individuals have extremely clear vision of where they are going. Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss it, you will land among the stars. I want to thank you all for being here this morning to listen to me, and I hope that the little I've said will go a long way to assisting you to achieve career growth and development. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prof. We really appreciate you. We thank God for having you in our generation. And we hope that this message will sink into our brains so that we can become what we ought to be. We thank you so much. And let me say to the participant that this webinar is a full free webinar. We did not give Professor a dime before he came to our rescue in giving this fantastic presentation. Let me thank you once again and pray that God will continue to increase your wisdom, your health, and your wealth. Thank you so much, sir.
I will send you an updated version of the PowerPoint, please. Don't circulate this one. I will update it and send it.
All right, sir. So if you have questions, just 2 minutes. Prof is on his way to Nigeria from Ghana, and you'll be leaving in just another 5 minutes. Please, let's answer our questions very fast. You can use the chat box or you unmute yourself and ask a question. Hello, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, this is Dr. Yakub. Good morning. Dr. Aziz, good morning. Walaikum salam, good morning. Thank you so much for that beautiful presentation. Thank you. My question is just that, is it a good thing to apply for, let's say you apply to a school, you apply for a faculty position, then later you saw another advert in that same school for postdoc position. Is it a good thing to apply for the 2 positions at the same time?
Dr. Said, if they are not stopping you from apply for 10 positions in the same. Increase your pool of opportunities. You know what I do. I showed you the other time when I wanted to leave AUN, I applied to 33 universities. Some people think we get it come easy. 33 different universities I applied to. Dr. Lawal, we went to Gambia together. While other people were busy eating suya and the granite and turning all over the places, you took a visit to the University of Gambia. We know what the result is now. So please, expand your opportunity, apply as much as you want. That same thing you are applying for, know that you are not the only one. Tens of thousands are also applying for the same thing. That is why it is important that you spread your wings and be committed and be resilient. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Prof. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Any other question?
Yeah, hello, Prof.
Hello. I can hear you, please.
Yeah, mine is not a question. It's actually to appreciate you for your constant encouragement and support to the academic domain. We from First Technical University, we appreciate you always, and we always continue to appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ebo. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Any other question, please, so that I can release Prof, so I will not miss his flight?
Dr. Lawal, I'm
sir.
reachable by WhatsApp, email. You can post my phone
Yes,
numbers,
I'll do that.
everything.
I'll do that,
Line,
sir.
Nigerian line, WhatsApp, email, everything. Let our people have it.
Thank you so
Anybody
much,
needs
sir.
anything from me, I'm always support
Well,
them and provide.
all right, sir.
I can see a number of my students here. I can see Captain Abed Mainji. I can see a number of my students all over these places here today. I want to appreciate all of you for joining us. Thank you. I can see Christopher Akoso. We have not seen for about 6 years now. So it's nice to see you online here as well.
Morning, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, Christopher. How are you doing?
Fine, sir. I've got it, sir.
As well, I'm trying my best here.
Thank you, sir.
Time, sir. Prof, we'll be closing now. Thank you. We hope to see you sometime soon. By the grace of God. Thanks for your time. Have a wonderful day, sir. And to the participants, we thank you all for your time. We wish to see you in the next webinar, which will be coming up next week, Saturday, by God's grace. Have a wonderful time.
Thank you, Mr. Dr. Lawal.